Trying to get centered here. What's up? Okay, so we're doing some Star Trek today. Do I not have a paper towel? This will have to do. Give me a second. Nose is itchy. All right. All right. Am I still on? Oh, okay. It's just a pretty big delay. Whoops. Wow, it's 50-50 in the poll. We only have 2 people here. Oh my god. What am I doing? Here we go. I'm on the totally wrong screen. Gaming. Let's go. Okay, cool. I just fixed my OBS. So let's see. Let me bring up YouTube again. I'm bad at this. Why is there we go. My replay was like way behind. All right. So we got 50-50. I was hoping I'd get another vote. Let's see. You guys didn't know what you're voting for. What's up, Alexander? Dan Cohen. This is what you're voting for. Or is it? Okay, I do have that on OBS. It just took a second. All right. So right now it's split. Star Trek Deep Space Nine, or God, it's so far away. The TNG table. You know what? This is how I'm going to warm up for the stream. There's not like a lot action in the Star Trek games, so like.
Welcome to the Enterprise.
I need this. No, straight down the damn drain. This table is super unforgiving. All right, so we always want warp factor 4. That gives us a huge bonus multiplier. And straight into the out lane. Oh my god. This is going to be a short one, folks.
The kickback is ready.
I'm not doing myself any favors on this table. Well, there goes that kickback. Damn it, I can't hit that. I've also played this table in real life. Bobtail, oh my god, balls! Oh, launch probe. I missed it. Damn it. I'm doing really bad this time.
Here is another chance.
Usually by now I would have started a mode and then drained the ball. Like that. Alright, so we got another vote for Deep Space Nine. I was going to play both anyway. I did terrible on that one, but this is the one I've been practicing lately. The Williams tables hit a little different. The next generation can be extremely unfair. What about Bob?
Would not go amiss, Captain.
Hey, Mary. Missed it. Missed it again, but, you know. That's the shot I want to start making. No, you don't. See, it's a lot easier to fix your mistakes on this table. Damn it. So I want to spell Nerisse. Oh, I hit that twice. One more I think should open it. That gives me a nice bonus multiplier, but also I kind of want to practice that shot because that's going to be very important in a second. I just don't have the timing on it right now. Alright, so catch this, and then... There we go. Let's open Deep Space Nine up. Ah! I knew that was a mistake.
It would probably be wise not to upset the Klingons, sir.
Alright, Klingons are usually the lowest,
Standing by, sir.
lowest morale, so I almost always
Nice
select
shot,
them.
Captain.
Ah, there we go, we
We'll be
got
glad
it.
for the extra support.
Hit O'Brien. Alright, we're starting to make shots. Nice. Let's do Deep Space Nine, baby. You want to play Final Fantasy X since you've been enjoying it? Also have a small headache? Yeah, Final Fantasy
not
X is amazing.
That would be a nice surprise.
Who voted for Discovery?
One thing
Come
I said for
on.
the Dominion. They're punctual.
That is a table I could play. It's my least favorite of the Star Trek tables, just
No
like it's
more
my
Dominion
least
ships
favorite.
can be allowed into the
Oh.
Alpha Quadrant.
How do
Yeah,
we
so
keep them out?
hitting that
going to
is
mine the
super
entrance
mega
to the
important
border.
right now. Yeah, like a million a shot. And then
I wish they
the
just
multiplier
attacked
goes
and
up the
over it.
more often I
have a
spell out
feeling you're
Nerisse.
going to get your wish.
So, like, doing this mode first will get you a nice bonus multiplier for the next modes.
War isn't
Fucking knew it.
business.
I suggest a little support for the Romulans. would
I
not go
don't
amiss,
imagine
Captain.
I'm going to be posting a high score while I'm streaming. It would be nice, but I'm just not as focused as I would normally
Klingons
be.
are getting
Damn
restless,
it.
sir.
I'm having a lot of trouble hitting that Bashir. And you usually feel like hitting Bashir. He can be annoying. Alright, got the Romulans. Ball lock. Nice. So if I hit the bumpers, it's it counts towards Klingon support. If I hit that that spinny deal, that's Romulan support. Don't you dare. I shouldn't just swing at every... Oh, god damn it. I think that's
Maybe
ball
I'll go
3.
polish my tools for a while.
It has been an honor serving with you.
Yeah. So I'm 97th place on that table. I'm in the top 100, which is really nice. And then I got a good score. I got a really good score on the other table. Let's go back and look. Like, I played like shit this time, but, dude, my high score... Oh! Something I want to show off in the corner there, too. Alright, so I got 70 million. That sucked. But my high score is 927 million. I've almost cracked the top 1,000, which is, like, really impressive. Given the fact this is a solved table. People have played this in real life. So, like, placing that high up on the scoreboard, on a table that people know and have played and have figured out is like really cool. All right, time for the actual Star Trek for today. Wait, I fucking hate Epic. I'm looking for it on Steam again. Hi, Ara. Oh, Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy X, both amazing games. I think they do different things really good. But I also think Final Fantasy 12 is an amazing game, and I don't think too many people really enjoyed that one. That's the one. This stream brought to you by Bobtail Trucker.
Mr. Diaz, I understand you have already discussed the warp drive failure with Ambassador Spock.
I have.
It is imperative that the Ambassador's shuttle be flight ready. I need you both to ascertain the root cause of the system failures he encountered.
I'm surprised, Commander. I thought you would have wanted to work on Ambassador Spock's shuttle yourself.
I respect the Ambassador and his many accomplishments, but I do not derive any satisfaction from interacting with his shuttle as if it were somehow transubstantiated through its association with him. Especially when I have the entirety of this starship to concern myself with.
The Ambassador asked me to take a look, and I'm ready to crack this thing open.
Good. You could learn from Mr. Diaz's focus.
I'll take notes.
Then I will leave you to it. Make note of any abnormalities in your report. Carry on.
It seems like he's warming up to us.
Yeah.
Even Chovok has to look at that face and know you've earned some real respect. And I have to admit that I owe you one. You were right to make me go first. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah, I did pretty great out there. So don't you forget it.
I have a feeling you won't let me forget it.
I'm not gonna have to do a damn thing to remind you.
Come on. Let's get to the bottom of this.
Ready to go?
All set. Let's run the diagnostic. So, I know about your talk with Miranda.
You do?
She sent me a Priority 1 dispatch right after your conversation. I'm happy for you. Both of you.
Thanks.
But I'm only going to tell you this once. Don't screw this up. Because I would be very unhappy if you tried this out and then, I don't know, 6 weeks or 6 days later, I have to start splitting holidays between the two of you. All because things went south and you're not on speaking terms.
You really don't believe in me, huh?
It's not you. Or her. Just running the numbers, and things don't work out more often than they do. I like my friends, and I like our group. I don't want to lose that. Is that thing done?
Yeah, it's wrapping up. Let's see. The relays along the primary EPS are blown. The backup relays are all intact.
An EPS overload from the warp drive could cause that. But how did the shuttle end up dead in the water?
Huh. Well, maybe the ship's data recorder can tell us something.
I own 3 different Final Fantasy 13s. I haven't finished any of them. I've only actually played one of them.
Here.
I don't care
only
for
about
those
8
games
minutes
very
when the
much,
plot
the story
formed.
or the characters.
No faults, just those warnings. What are they?
Subspace variance out of tolerance. What does that mean?
It means the main navigation array lost sight of space somehow.
Will the array going offline cause that?
Yes, but it should have also thrown a fault code.
The warp field became inverted suddenly.
I've seen this happen when the center warp coil cracks.
A cracked warp coil throws a fault code.
Still, we should take a
Her
look.
eyebrows are crazy. Did you see her arch her eyebrows?
There was a complete warp cascade failure.
Wow. They're lucky the shuttle didn't turn inside out.
Makes me think the computer panicked on the warp field equation.
Any one of these failures should have thrown a fault.
If it was caused by a system failure.
None of this caused the relays to blow. Roll
Some
forward
people
to
really like Final Fantasy
Yes, ma'am.
13, and you know, you like what you like. It's not for me though.
So here, they take a moment to get their bearings and they attempt to re-engage the warp drive.
There. That's the relays blowing.
Jesus
Look,
Christ,
there's another
Dan.
warp system alert.
I think I played it for 20 hours. Like,
All the same. Subspace
I
variance
took a
out of
vacation.
tolerance,
I went
warp
to
inversions.
hang out with a friend in
Finally,
Georgia
there's
for
complete
like a
warp
week.
cascade failure.
Then it's one of two things. Either a warp
And we
coil
were
is
just
cracked
going to
or the
play Final
navigation
Fantasy
array is
13 that
offline.
entire week.
That makes sense.
About 20 hours
Divide
into the
and
game,
conquer.
we fucking
Wanna
gave
check
up.
The warp coils or the navigation array? I'll check the other.
It-
Not overcomplicate this. One of these systems is likely broken.
I'll check the nacelles for a cracked coil.
Got a chemical scan mode. Biological scan mode.
I checked every coil on the port nacelle for imbalances. If any coil in either engine were cracked, I would have detected it. So, it must be the navigation array.
Except it's not. Checked and double-checked.
Well, the readings don't lie.
Here comes the security detail for the way team.
Hey,
I'm not here.
we're escorting the negotiating team to the surface as soon as they come down from the bridge. I don't want to interrupt some important work. I was just hoping to see you before I go. The captain and the others will be here any minute now. Should be an interesting ride down to the surface.
come on. I'm never too busy to make time for you.
That's not true.
No. But I am glad you came by.
No, that's more accurate.
I gotta be precise with you, huh?
Hey, Maris. Aren't these those button pushers you're always hanging out with?
And you're the phaser jockeys we always beat in Parisi squares, right?
All aboard for Hotari.
That another one of the captain's railroad things?
Gotta be. I just usually zone out by the time he gets to the whole, steam engines were the warp drives of their day part. Catch y'all later.
You don't want to miss your train.
I do have to go. Not gonna lie, I'd rather not leave right now. More important things on my mind.
Go for it, bro. That was weak.
Was nice.
She's gonna dump your ass.
It was.
Save some of that for when I get back.
You've got a deal.
Be seeing you.
Salar de Diaz. If you could float back down to reality, we still have a ways to go.
She's got the rock eyebrows.
All right, where were we?
So, the warp coils in the navigation array are fine, but the nav computer doesn't seem to think so.
I'm out of ideas short of field stripping the shuttle from bow to stern.
You wanna take this out of the shuttle and throw it on the bench?
Oh, real hands-on maintenance. I like it. Okay,
Dan, what
the
is
nav
this,
computer
Terminator?
Is patched into the ship.
The ship's computer can double-check our work. If the shuttle's nav computer is putting out false data, we'll know it.
Let's run through the shuttle's logs again.
Running now. Same. Warp field inversion and a cascade failure. However, the Resolute computer
She's in
doesn't show the
security,
same
yes,
subspace
Mary.
variance.
We're in the same conditions that the shuttle was in when it failed. Why wouldn't the ship's computer get a matching result?
What if the subspace variance was a momentary occurrence?
That's a possibility, and it would explain why the simulation under our current sensor readings failed to reproduce the issue.
But a subspace anomaly strong enough to cause a warp field collapse would leave graviton ripples for days.
Let's run with the momentary subspace variance theory for now. Roll forward to the shuttle's attempt to re-engage the warp drive. We need the conditions of space around the shuttle at the moment of warp failure.
Resuming simulation.
Error in warp field calculation. Cochrane formula variables are out of range.
That right there. Take the shuttle sensor data from that moment.
Computer, why did the warp field calculation fail?
Warp field pressure returned non-orthogonal. Results are undefined.
That doesn't help.
Wait, what if we use a different ship?
Put the Resolute into the simulation instead of the shuttle.
Yeah, it should warp just fine. Unless... Computer, run the simulation with the Resolute.
Resolute simulated.
Computer, give me manual control on the warp power.
Static field intensity, warp 1.1.
Troy was actually supposed to die in that episode.
1.2. 3. Warp pressure is destabilizing. Error in warp field calculation. The warp
Except for
drive is
Denise
experiencing
Crosby
system-wide
quit, so they
cascade
couldn't kill off
Warp field
Troy.
collapsed. Subspace variance is out of tolerance. Cochrane formula results are undefined.
Bingo.
What-o?
The same moment when the shuttle failed to warp, so did the ship. Whatever happened to the shuttle just happened to us. The Resolute will not sustain warp.
We can't leave Hotari space.
Hey, stuff. So it's Cough Himmel now, is it? Merry COVID Day. Is it bad or is it mild?
Ambassador Spock, Captain Solano, welcome to Hotari. We are honored you've come.
You're an orc.
My name is Tylos Altaris, Minister of Diplomatic Affairs.
The honor is ours, and this is Commander Jara Rydick, first officer aboard the USS Resolute. You'll find she has a keen mind, and unique insight into the dynamics between the Hotari and the Illidians.
We are honored to be here, as representatives of the Federation.
I'm so glad.
These must be the representatives of the mighty Federation. The reigning authority in the galaxy. Or so we've been led to believe. Whether that's true or not remains to be seen. But, either way, we're grateful you've made the time to come to our little corner of the universe.
And you are?
This is Galvin, and this is Citron, the heroes of the revolt in the mines.
Let's hope this is the last time we ever have to come here.
If you'll excuse me.
Go murder him. They seem like assholes.
I think we're about to begin.
Dan, don't do that. I actually had to listen to that fucking song in the car the other day.
That guy was something.
Something about his tone tells me this won't be easy.
That was my sense as well.
I doubt he speaks for all of Hotari, so I would urge patience until we speak with their queen.
Like, the song isn't just the goofy fucking sounds. They actually tell you all of the rules of how she bastardizes the stupid name. I think the song's called The Name Game. No, I don't like The Name Game. I am not 3 years old.
Ambassador Spock, welcome to Hotari Prime.
The honor is mine, Your Majesty.
That the Federation would send one of their most respected representatives is not only an honor to the Hotari people and their queen, but a recognition of our stature and importance.
Let's get on with it, shall we? With all due respect to the Federation and their ambassador, they have no authority here. We are not members of their alliance. We are not subject to their rule, nor yours. We demand the immediate return of all mining operations to Illidian control, as it has been for centuries and will be for centuries more. That has always been our understanding.
That understanding has changed.
Then you invite war.
And if you cannot remain silent, you will be silenced. But his point is well taken. What is the Federation's interest in this matter? Perhaps you would have us trade one oppressor for another?
The Federation remains neutral. Our only interest is the peaceful resolution of this conflict. We are here at your request, Your Majesty.
For now.
Saying this wouldn't be easy was an understatement. I thought they wanted us here.
Was there something you wanted to say, Captain?
Oh, no. My apologies.
And what about the Kobliard?
She's not part
She can speak for herself, can she? Then let her. Now then, what is your name?
Commander Jara Rydek, Your Majesty.
Being a Kobliard, you would know better than anyone. Your people suffered brutal treatment at the hands of the Cardassians. Their injustice towards the Kobliard is as unimaginable as it is unforgivable. Not unlike how we have been treated by the Alidians.
As much as they'd have you believe they are the victims here, remember it was the Hotari who attacked us. Hundreds of innocent Alidians were slaughtered without mercy in those mines.
The blood is on their hands, not ours.
Quiet! If after all the Kobliard suffered, you finally had the chance to right that wrong, to get out from under their control, would you take it? Or would you negotiate a peace?
If the opportunity presented itself, and I wish that it had, more than you can know, then I would right the wrong without hesitation. For the sake of the Kobliad, we suffered enough.
Of course you would. It would be foolish to do otherwise. The Federation is the most powerful, most advanced alliance in the galaxy. It's widely known we have an abundance of dilithium in our mines. And it's in your interest to secure a steady supply.
Your Majesty, if I may.
Ambassador Spock would have us believe you're here as a neutral party in the interest of peace. So why are you really here? I want the truth, not your Federation rhetoric.
It's possible the Federation has an interest in both peace and securing a steady source of dilithium. One does not preclude or prevent the other. But that's just my personal opinion.
Given the Federation has done business with the Alidians for decades, I would agree. It's entirely possible, if not highly likely.
What they haven't said, but cannot deny, is a simple truth. The dilithium trade would not and will no longer exist without Alidian involvement. We created it for the benefit of everyone, especially the Hotari. We've given them warp technology. We've let them share in the profits. We've made their lives infinitely better than before dilithium was discovered. All of that goes away if the Federation turns a blind eye to their
Can I shoot this dude?
That is enough of your lies! The Hotari are quite capable of running the mines. We've done so for centuries. So tell me, who deserves control of the dilithium trade and the mines on Tau? Who should the Federation recognize? The Hotari or the Alidians? It can only be one or the other, not both.
If I have to choose only one, then it would have to be the Hotari.
Well said. How could the just and wise Federation make any other choice?
This is an outrage. The Federation has lost all credibility.
The mines are ours. Lydia will not be deterred. We will take back our mines by any means necessary.
Then you will see more blood spilled.
I am more than willing to address your concerns, Your Majesty. Yours as well, Representative. But I suggest we could have a more productive conversation with a smaller group. Perhaps only the most essential representatives.
I suppose there is some sense to that.
It just wouldn't be Star Trek without a courtroom procedural. It's like
I hope we meet
a fifth of the shows at least.
Spock and I will cover everything on the diplomatic front. You make nice with the locals and see if you can get some answers. We need to find out why the Hotari are so willing to risk war. What happened in those mines?
Commander, I'm glad you've chosen to side with the Hotari. I knew the Federation would see through the Illidians' baseless claims and protect the interests of my people.
Even though the Hotari should have control of the mines, some of the Illidian claims are still valid.
There you're wrong, but...
The first episode was a courtroom procedural. With the beatbox.
I assume you were there the day the mines were seized from the Illidians.
Not seized. Reclaimed. And restored to their rightful owners. Yes, I was there. We had to be decisive. Before the Illidians could even realize their worst nightmares upon them.
Were the Hotari miners armed during the revolt? I'm just trying to understand how it happened.
If by that you mean armed with centuries of abuse and exploitation at the hands of the Illidians, then yes.
Which doesn't really answer my question.
We had them vastly overwhelmed from the start. They respect one thing above all else, and that is force. The greater the force, the more certain the outcome. Any talk of making peace is just that, and worth little without the strength to secure it. Which makes me wonder about your ship, the Resolute. Undoubtedly the Federation's finest warship. Ready to contend with anything the Illidians might have in store. Or is that not true? Maybe I've misjudged it.
It wasn't designed as a warship. More for scientific research and exploration.
But the Federation must have ships designed for war.
Technically, they're Starfleet ships representing the Federation. But yes.
I see.
Sidron.
A pleasure meeting you, Commander. I'm sure we'll cross paths again.
Soothing.
That was worth it.
Commander Rydek, I'm encouraged to see the Federation supporting my people. I'm afraid of what might happen without your help.
If anyone deserves thanks, it's Ambassador Spock. No one is more invested in negotiating a peaceful settlement to this conflict than he is.
I'm so glad. We need his help before the situation escalates further than it already has. It's been very trying. I saw you speaking with Sidron, our national hero. I'm curious, what did he say?
He seems to be of the opinion that negotiating for peace is a waste of time.
Because force is the only blunt instrument he understands. He's a miner, not a diplomat. For the first time in our history, the Hotari have the upper hand. We see ourselves as strong instead of downtrodden. New voices have risen up. Old voices shouted down. Galvin and Sidron have become national heroes. Now they have the Queen's ear. Better or worse, depending on your perspective.
I assume they've taken your place.
I was one of the Queen's most trusted advisors. And I hope to prove myself worthy of being so again. This is why you're here. My fear has been that the Illidians will launch an attack and crush us. You've seen their starship, no doubt. They could have retaken the mines whenever they wanted to, but it never happened. And as strange as this may sound, I don't almost say they're afraid. I just don't know what they're afraid of. It's still the same bluster and bravado you would expect from them. But it has no teeth. Like they're afraid of what might happen.
Do you think it has something to do with the ion storm? Right now, it's stronger than ever, isn't it?
It's entirely possible. I'm not a scientist, but I do know the storm has knocked out all kinds of systems. So maybe the Lydians weren't willing to risk their ships, given all the interference. Since the day of the revolt, Galvin has seized control of the mines and restricted all access. No one's allowed without his personal authorization. And they've taken over a section of the palace with just as much secrecy and security. I'm told it could be something they brought back from the mines. I've made inquiries, but everyone pretends it doesn't exist. I strongly suspect they're hiding something.
What do you think it is?
I've heard rumors it's some sort of ancient artifact, but I haven't seen it myself.
How can we know?
I'd better see what's happening.
Do you think you can find out what they're hiding? I need to see proof of something before I can make my case to the Federation.
I can try, but even if I found it, I might not know what to make of it.
Take this. You can use it to capture whatever you find, and then send it to me.
Thank you. I will let you know what I find. And I look forward to our meeting again.
You're a bit wonky,
Sorry,
Stuz.
I couldn't help but notice you were speaking with the Hotari this whole time. I figured in the interest of fairness, I should offer another perspective.
Of course.
I'm probably not telling you anything you don't already know, but these negotiations rely on the Federation's neutrality, as does any hope you might have for a supply of dilithium in the future. So, why you would choose to side with the Hotari escapes me. Without a Lydian involvement, there is no dilithium trade. But clearly, you weren't aware.
We are and will remain completely neutral. Our only interest is the peaceful resolution to this conflict.
As is ours. Of course, the question is, at what price? Major Salit Arminta, Special Attaché, Lydian Armed Forces. Pleasure to meet you, Commander. I have my issues with the Hotari, but I have to give them some credit. They know how to seize an opportunity. Inciting an uprising the same day as a massive, once-in-a-lifetime ion storm.
Our assumption was that this storm was just an anomaly.
Yes, a very convenient anomaly. At least, that was what we were told. Of course, I wasn't there. But who am I to say otherwise?
You sound skeptical.
Well, the official story is that it was the storm that enabled the revolt. How else do a bunch of unarmed, unorganized miners seize control of an entire moon, much less thousands of mines? But I've talked to people who were there. They tell a different story. They say they're lucky to have escaped with their lives. That it was more than just the storm. That somehow the miners were able to harness the energy from the storm. I know it sounds crazy. I'm not even sure I believe it myself. But that's what they said.
You said the Hotari were primitive.
Well, they are.
Except for the part about weaponizing ion storms.
If you'll excuse me, Commander Ryder.
Is this even the right direction? Okay.
Well, that was a disaster.
What happened?
The Hotari refused to concede anything, so the Lydians stormed out.
The Hotari did not invite us here as peacekeepers. I hope your efforts were more fruitful than ours.
Gravitational harmonics failing to resolve. Warp bubble stability degrading. Increase output to maximum.
Increasing warp output to maximum.
It's happening again.
It is evident that presently, the Resolute cannot achieve warp propulsion.
Since our diagnostics rule out any problems with our warp systems or anything about the ship, the problem appears to be the fabric of space itself.
Space itself?
Ow.
You're saying something about this region of space prevents warp travel?
Prevents it, or can't sustain it.
However improbable, that appears to be the case.
Look, if we can't go to warp, we're sitting ducks here. It puts the mission and everyone on the ship at risk.
Not to mention, we could all be stuck here together. The Illidians, the Hotari.
Talk about a powder keg. Captain Solano is on his way back from the negotiations, and I want to have some answers for him when he gets here.
Indeed. Given the facts at hand, we may be able to deploy subspace probes around the ship to construct a clearer picture of the phenomenon.
Around the ship. I'll prep a shuttle.
Not going to talk a whole lot during this playthrough, I don't think. I'm enjoying the story.
I'm setting up a waypoint at a distance roughly corresponding to the edge of our warp field. When we get there, I'll deploy the first probe.
Commander Westbrook, the Resolute systems are calibrated to receive the probe's readings. We are standing by to reproduce the warp field collapse after the first probe is deployed.
Thank you, Mr. Chovak. We'll be in position shortly.
And, Mr. Diaz, do take care in piloting the shuttlecraft. Now is not the time to indulge in the human penchant for joyriding.
Chovak probably isn't such a fun guy to work for, huh?
Nah, Lieutenant Commander Chovak's not so bad. You know, once you get used to him. And, I've learned a lot working under him.
I have a feeling I'm going to have to work harder to be a political animal like you, with this new first officer coming aboard.
Come on, move, you big piece of shit.
This is far enough.
Yeah, I typed up an impression last night and I forgot to read it today. I had to make cookies today, though.
Westbrook here. The first probe is deployed.
Understood. We are reading it. We are about to replay the simulation.
Problem? I just can't get a handle on her. Commander Rydek. She rejected my plan to use a deflector pulse against the storm surge. But on the other, she did listen to my advice and use the whole polarity trick to get you through that excursion alive. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the new XO. I'm sure she's a fine officer, even if we don't see eye to eye. But she didn't go through what the rest of us did. You know that. And it's hard to figure out why she'd be the one Solano chose instead of, well, one of us.
I've heard some good things. You should at least give her a chance.
I'll take that under advisement.
Test is running. Warp field collapse in 3, 2, 1, mark.
Whoa. All right, that is definitely a problem with the fabric of space. We need to get another probe out there. With 2 points of data,
Rum
the
cake.
Resolute and the probe, we've managed to get an interference pattern. I'm setting a waypoint to a particularly strong area of interference. We'll deploy the second probe there. Listen, I'm gonna give you a piece of advice I wish someone had given me. Make sure you're never just one thing. And don't get so focused on what's in front of your face that you lose sight of the big picture. Before Rydex showed up, the captain pulled me into his ready room and told me he didn't think I had the people skills to be first officer.
My controller died.
What a load of crap. I mean, if he'd said that about Chovak, sure.
I was wondering.
Is that why you're being so friendly to me? Politics?
That would be clever, but I think you give me more credit than the captain does. You're all right, Diaz. And you've got potential. You're a capable engineer. You're good in the field. Keep up the good work, and who knows? Solid jack of all departments like you could be Commander-in-Chief of Starfleet one day. Hell, Admiral Jellicoe started as a shuttle pilot. And there are places to go in the enlisted ranks, too.
You know, I'd be the best leader Starfleet
Fuck
ever had.
Jellicoe.
Lower decks always have to fix all the problems Command causes.
Jellicoe's an asshole.
Maybe I just save everybody some steps.
Well, don't forget about us little people when you're running things.
Of course not. You gotta remember where you came from.
Here, this is close enough. Stop the engines. Deploying the probe. Westbrook to Commander Chovak. We're ready for another sampling of data.
Very good. Running the simulation again. Warp field collapse in 3, 2, 1.
I was going to say, how is Discovery winning the poll?
There it is again.
I saw it. It seems to be directional.
Well, what about the scans? Anything?
Here's the readings in relation to our local space. We've got the Resolute, Otari Prime, and the probes.
All this interference is overloading the sensor buffers. We're gonna have to triangulate the sensors manually. We got something.
These markers indicate peaks in the gravimetric interference patterns.
Let's see if I can find some more. Hold up. This is coming from the moon.
Beam that blocks warp travel.
Aimed right at us.
Someone is doing this intentionally. I don't know how they're doing it. This is like nothing I've ever seen.
We're under attack and we didn't even know it. We need to stop them. Unplug whatever it is they're hitting us with.
Now, look here. It's the current readings of the ion storm.
These concentrations. They line up with the interference pattern. The storm. and this beam, they're coming from the same place.
Carter, whatever petty local conflict brought us here, it's just a small part of something much bigger. Presently, we don't have an explanation for how they're doing this. One thing is clear. This is no fluke.
Thank you, Mr. Westbrook. I want a full briefing when I'm back on board. Solano out.
A targeted weapon that inhibits warp travel. Coming from the moon Tau.
That would explain the difficulties my shuttle encountered. More importantly, the tenor of the Hotari during the negotiations.
And here I thought the Illidians would be the problem. Coming to peace talks in a warship. This wasn't supposed to be so complicated.
We're right to be worried. If they're targeting the Resolute and we can't go to warp, that effectively leaves us at their mercy.
Which puts us in a rather difficult position.
Especially if they have more tricks up their sleeve.
Tylus, the Hotari representative, said she thought they found something in the mines. Galvin and Sidron brought it back to the palace, but they're keeping it under tight security. She's going to investigate it. I gave her my tricorder. I expect she'll contact us soon.
You found an ally.
If you could pick two in the poll, you don't think Discovery would go up? Nobody's picking Kelvin.
It's a fair question, considering.
Out of all of them, she's the one who seemed to genuinely appreciate that the Federation was involved. She believes in us, and I think we can believe in her.
That may be true.
She's certainly more likely to help than the other Hotari we've met.
That raises another question. Specifically, what do the other Hotari have to gain in bringing us here, only to make this hostile maneuver against us? There must be some motivation.
Unless they changed their minds between when they asked and when we got here.
Given their indifference to the negotiations, and what we now know about this warp-disrupting weapon, it's almost as if they want to start a war. And Sidron was convinced the only thing the Illidians respect is force.
I would say he's right about that. But at least they know when to hold back.
But that does not explain why they would turn their aggressions against us.
I don't think the Illidians know what's really down on that moon either.
Major Arminta said the revolt defied explanation. That the Hotari miners somehow harness the energy of the storm.
Harness the energy of the storm?
Doing that is beyond even our capabilities.
So is a weapon that disrupts warp travel.
There have been civilizations and entities, both past and present, far more technologically advanced than the Federation.
The Illidians and Hotari don't fall into that category.
But that is all the more reason to investigate further.
Commander Rydek, sorry to interrupt. We've received an urgent call from Hotari. The Queen's advisor, Tylus, has asked to speak with you.
Put her through.
Galvin and Sidron are still with the Queen. I've enlisted help to gain access to the room they have under guard. I don't have much time.
I'm not supposed to leave my post.
It's only for a moment. I so appreciate your help.
I found something. I'm sending you a scan.
Got it. Tylus, if we needed to gain access to the mines on Tau, is that something you could help us with?
I suppose it wouldn't be easy, but I have to go.
Tylus.
Can we reconnect?
Sorry, Captain. We've lost all contact.
We can only hope she escaped without harm.
It was hard to tell.
Tylus wouldn't have offered to help if she didn't know what she was doing.
That's a lot of faith in someone we barely know. Let's see the scan of whatever the hell that was.
Tylus suspects this came from the mines on Tau.
It appears to be of ancient origin, but the markings are unfamiliar.
Of course something is up. This game wouldn't have a plot if something wasn't
This
up.
came from the mines. But it might be the key to how they got the upper hand against the Lydians.
Then we have to go into the mines.
The Federation would not allow that. We were, after all, sent here to be a neutral party in a peace negotiation. However, we could demonstrate that the Hotari have acted in bad faith, which would enable us to investigate the mines on Tau with full justification. But of course, we would need conclusive proof before taking action.
Whatever this artifact is may be proof enough. At least to satisfy the Federation.
Especially if we can show the Hotari are controlling the warp disruption. And targeting the Resolute.
We may have a better understanding once we analyze the device. But a mission to the mines, covert or otherwise, is not out of the question. And I will handle the Federation.
Sure you will, Mr. Spock.
As I was telling Carter, I want all the data I can get on this warp problem. And the negotiating team's shuttle has been recording data all the way back from Hotari. Even better than our probes. So pull the sensor and engine ISOs from the Melville when it sets down.
Will do.
I'll join you and Shovak down in engineering to run another analysis after the briefing.
I didn't like this warp problem when we thought it was some astronomical anomaly. And I like it a hell of a lot less now that we know someone is doing it to us. How does it work? What do we even do about it?
What do you say we pull these chips and find out?
Took some damage on the way. That ionic interference scored the hull plating. Might be some micro welds. Let's try pulling together.
All right.
3, 2, 1. It won't budge. Gotta be the storm damage. We need to... Welcome back. Any excitement down on the surface?
Excitement? No. Nothing like that.
Hey, can you hand me the EJ7 interlock? From the toolbox.
I don't know what that is.
Not much use for one on a security detail, huh? Carter?
Yeah, I'll get it.
Something's off with her.
Okay, I'll apply pressure while you decouple the panel.
Here, I'll help.
We got this.
Open up and say ah.
Thanks for the hand. We have to get these isolinear chips down to engineering.
No problem. You really know everything about these ships, don't you? The tools, the systems. Like a walking Starfleet technical manual.
Oh, I thought security was the detail to be on. Now all of a sudden you're interested in engineering?
Just the engineer.
Come on, start pulling chips.
was gonna say, do I have to pull all of them?
What's this?
Some kind of crystal formation?
Whoa. This substance is a quantized spin crystallization of hydrogen, carbon, and lithium. It's emitting tetrametric pulses at an interval of 3.8422 seconds.
Quantized crystallization isn't natural. I mean, it's only theoretical as a means to engineer matter on a subatomic level. What's it doing in there?
Yeah, let's touch it with your
Wait.
bare hand, you moron.
Regulation 364, subsection 9.
What?
Regulation 364, subsection 9 orders that in the case of an unknown foreign substance infiltrating a sealed system, it will be placed in secure confinement before further examination. Retrieve a containment module.
Don't you think we're more equipped to deal with whatever this is?
No. Before anything else, this is a security issue. You don't even know what this is.
Which is why we need to study it.
Once it's contained.
Well, if it's not natural, then someone might have put it there. It could be a tracking device. Some kind of sabotage. Or even a bomb.
Which is why we need to get it to the containment lab.
Come on.
I can't make an exception. Not even for you.
I'm still going to report these crystals to Commander Westbrook when we send the shuttle data.
And I will inform my superiors. I'm taking this just as seriously as you are. But I overheard talk about the warp disruption on the shuttle. Now these crystals? Maybe this situation is more than we can handle with just a science vessel. We could trigger a distress call, get Starfleet to send more ships. Or I could send a message to my old CO on the Adirondack. Get some combat-tested vessels. We shouldn't do this alone.
We're at the edge of the quadrant. Help isn't just gonna pop over like we're in Sector 001.
Wouldn't hurt to try.
You talk like you've never had your backs up against a wall before. This is Starfleet. We solve our own problems.
Okay, stand back. Get this to the containment lab. We'll get it set up for you. I'll let you know when it's safely confined.
Oh, we'll be there.
Last thing you want is to study this down in main engineering and have it explode next to the warp core.
She's not wrong. Night stuff.
Almost forgot.
Can't have that.
For a second, I thought she'd gone cold on you. Like she might have changed her mind. But I guess this whole situation has her spooked. Maybe she knows more than us? Or it's because this is all happening so fast?
Well, of course she's taking it seriously, but that's her job. She's on duty, she's gotta be on the lookout for danger.
Yeah, but talking about sending a distress call on her own? That's going too far. She was probably just thinking out loud. I'm sure she'll come to her senses. This mission has enough complications stacking up.
Now, we'll get through it. You, me, and Miranda too.
Commander Rydek was able to work behind the scenes during the negotiations and made contact with a representative from the Hotari delegation named Tylus. She mentioned an unusual artifact of unknown origin being held under tight security within the Hotari Palace, which she believes came from the mines on Tau. This artifact might have a connection to the revolt, to the storm, and to the warp disruption we now know has been targeted at the Resolute. Commander Rydek, if you want to take it from here.
Of course. Tylus managed to infiltrate the heavily guarded location within the palace and sent us these scans using my tricorder. It appears to be some sort of control panel, possibly connected to the warp disruption weapon originating on Tau. Of particular interest is this symbol, which we couldn't identify the origin of.
The Federation database has records from a vast number of civilizations. If anyone from Starfleet has come across this before, the system should recognize it.
Cross-referencing with Federation records.
Displaying symbols from Federation database with a 90% probability of match or higher. Select a symbol to further analyze. .2% match.
Got it.
So, what are we looking at?
The Takan Empire.
Composition indicate this is a glyph associated with the ancient Takan Empire. Their civilization collapsed over 600,000 years ago.
The first Ferengi episode.
Millions of systems with a population numbering in the trillions.
Fascinating. The Takan were once the most advanced, most powerful civilization in the galaxy.
Is it possible the Hotari found Takan technology?
I wonder if they even know what they have.
Our knowledge of the Takan is limited. I have only encountered passing references to them.
Actually, I've heard of the Takan.
You have?
Quite impressive, Commander.
Computer, summarize the Enterprise D's discovery of a Takan outpost.
On stardate 41386.4, the USS Enterprise D, under the command of Captain Jean-Luc Picard, discovered a Takan outpost in the Delphi-Ardu system. According to the mission summary, an unbreakable energy-draining field was deployed against the Enterprise and a Ferengi ship. The Enterprise was only able to escape after negotiating their release with an entity known as Portal 6-3, Guardian of the Takan Empire.
Unbreakable energy draining field. It starts to make sense.
What else is there?
There's a lot here. Let's take it piece by piece.
Select the aspect you wish to learn more about.
There appears to be some sort of restriction order from Starfleet. Computer, explain this restriction.
A Starfleet directive similar to General Order 7 forbids entering the Delphi-Ardu system or attempting to make contact with Portal 6-3.
Starfleet doesn't throw up a no trespassing sign for just anybody.
General Order
Suppose it
7.
makes sense, considering what happened to
That's the Captain Pike thing.
The technology to capture
Original
and hold the
Star
Federation
Trek.
would have to be unbelievably powerful. Computer, what else can you tell us about the energy-draining field the Takan used?
The Enterprise D was unable to break free on its own. The precise nature of the technology was never fully understood. Only that the crystalline technology used was beyond the comprehension of then-current Starfleet science.
The engineering team found a quantized spin crystal formation in the shuttle you took to Hotari. They registered tetrametric radiation coming from it.
We have Takan technology on board right now?
We might. I'll run a full analysis in the containment lab.
Someone from the Takan Empire is actually still around.
Or at least was, 16 years ago.
Computer, what other information do you have on Portal 6-3, Guardian of the Takan Empire?
The entity known as Portal 6-3 is of an unknown nature. A biped humanoid, he was unaware that the Takan Empire no longer existed at the time of the encounter. He was able to control the crystal-based technology of the Takan outpost through apparent telepathic means. It was by his choice that the Enterprise was released from the energy-draining field after Commander William T. Riker of the Away Team argued on behalf of both Starfleet and the Ferengi.
Telepathic control of their technology.
As I have said, they were the most advanced civilization in the galaxy.
What sort of planet is Delphi-Ardu 4?
Delphi-Ardu 4 is an M-class planet, a barren rocky world with little to no vegetation and frequent ion storms. The giant crystals that grow there absorb energy, but it is not understood how they do so. The entire Delphi-Ardu system, consisting of 11 planets, was considered completely uninhabited until the encounter with Portal 6-3.
Frequent ion storms. That can't just be a coincidence.
The Elydians should have crushed the revolt. But if the Hotari have Takan technology and can control it, I see why they're willing to negotiate peace. For all we know, this could be just the beginning. And we're up against something greater than we can imagine.
This kind of power in Hotari hands, it could be dangerous. For everyone.
Agreed. Which is why we should find a way to neutralize it if we can.
If it helps, we've been able to triangulate the source of the ionic interference and warp disruption to a specific mine on Tau. Engineering used the latest data from your shuttle to pinpoint its origin. There.
So we know where to look.
We need to know what's down there. What the Hotari are hiding. To better understand what we're up against. And to neutralize it if we can.
Captain, embarking on a mission to the Hotari moon would not be viewed favorably by either side. However, given the circumstances, we are entirely within our rights to defend ourselves.
I just want to make sure this doesn't blow up in our faces. Which is why I'm thinking of sending Commander Rydek on a covert mission to Tau. Assuming you're up to the task. It would require absolute secrecy. And obviously, it's not without risk.
I'm ready for action, Captain. Just say the word and I'll be there.
I'll admit, I wish I could go myself. I'm hoping Tylus can accompany you. The priority is to avoid detection. It's a calculated risk. The last thing we need is to get caught and then blamed for violating our neutrality, and aggravating an already tense situation. We can't afford any mistakes, which is why I've chosen you.
Tylus will be essential to my success. Not only her knowledge of the mines, but her ability to gain access, particularly now that we know which mine we need to get into.
Make sure she understands the need to keep this covert.
She's not going to want her people to know about this.
Get in touch with Tylus and make the necessary arrangements as discreetly as possible.
Bridge to Captain Solano. The Elydians have moved additional ships to the edge of the Hotari system. Current heading is straight for the homeworld.
Understood.
It would seem we no longer have the luxury of waiting. In that case, may I suggest you and I return to Hotari Prime. Doing so will provide Commander Rydek as much time as possible to complete her mission.
Agreed. We'll hail the Queen's delegation from my ready room. We all know what we need to do. Dismissed.
So I was not expecting Takan to be involved in this shit at all.
Petty Officers Diaz
That's a
and
deep
Ensign
cut.
Carr. Where is the crystal formation that you found in the shuttle? I have tasked Ensign Calloway with performing a full analysis of the tetrametric pulses.
Security brought it to the containment lab.
I was just there. They don't know anything about it. Security never checked it in.
Miranda never got there?
She's the one that had the crystal formation?
Diaz to Maris. Carter Diaz to Miranda Maris.
Commander Westbrook to Petty Officer Miranda Maris. Respond.
Something's not right.
She's still on the ship. She has to be.
Computer, locate Petty Officer Miranda Maris.
Petty Officer Miranda Maris is in the isolinear storage array on Deck 5.
I'll go find her.
Good.
I am sure Mr. Diaz can attend to this on his own.
properly pulled these isolinear chips?
Am I about to gameplay? I don't know, Jason. See about to get whacked in the back of the head? Nope. Usually when somebody leans down to look at something, I figured they're about to get whacked. Silent but deadly. Yeah, I appreciate that it's a story game. There are little interactions that keep you, like, paying attention. You know, very minor stuff that makes you kind of feel like you're doing things. But it's all about keeping the pacing of the story going. And they do a great job of, like, if it was more of an RPG, you know, I'd be looking around all over for hidden shit, and I'd be spending a lot of time doing a bunch of other bullshit.
Oh, it's just you. I'm busy right now. Why don't you come back later?
I'm glad I found you. I was worried. We tried you on the comm badge and you didn't answer.
Oh, I guess I was just caught up in my work. But I'm through here, so I can't stay and chat. I have other things to do. Sorry you came all this way for nothing.
But hold on a second. Commander Westbrook said the crystal formation we found in the shuttle never made it to the containment lab. He sent me to find you.
I don't know why he'd say that. I brought the crystals to the lab myself. Whatever he told you, he got it wrong. All I know is where I left them.
If that's the case, let's both go down there and find them. It's that simple.
I don't have time for that. I have work to do. Look, I appreciate that you came to check on me, but I'm fine. You worry too much. We're on a starship.
It's not the only reason I'm here. I need to know what happened to those crystals.
Will you drop it? I don't like being interrogated, Carter.
Hey, wait up!
I'm getting some very mixed signals from you right now. I'm sorry. I'm under a lot of stress right now. Just tell Chovak or whoever I don't know where the crystals are, and let me go about my business. I know we have some things to figure out.
I don't know what it is, but you're hiding something. What's in that storage drive?
It's secure data. It doesn't concern you.
Miranda, hold on.
No. Get out of my way.
So I see you found each other.
You were taking so long, the commander sent us to see what the problem was. Diaz, you were sent here with specific orders, and fighting your crewmate wasn't one of them. What the hell is going on here?
Let's just let them explain.
I'd like to hear that, because I know what it looks like.
Ask her! She was doing something with this. Copying all kinds of data.
This drive is unauthorized.
There are ISOs all over the floor.
And that's why I was in here, investigating this situation. And when Carter came looking for
Pretty
me,
high.
we got our wires crossed. It wasn't anything more than that.
Check the the data on this drive. I'm sure it'll show her access codes were used. And there were probably files copied while I was still with you two in engineering.
That makes sense.
Then get someone down here who can prove that. But until then, I have to go.
I don't know what's going on here, but I think we need to call it into security. She can explain herself in the brig.
Hold on a minute. We don't need to put this in evidence per record. Miranda, maybe you're feeling out of sorts and we should head to sickbay so the doc can check you out?
Yeah, I haven't felt right since I came back from Hotari. I think I should see the doctor.
You two know her? If you really think she's not well, we can take her to sickbay first. But what I know is this is a
I don't really
security
get
breach,
high anymore.
and we should treat it as such.
Please, just let me go see the doctor.
Let's take her to sickbay. It's better than the brig, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Fine. Get checked out by medical. You two go with her. I'll put this back together.
Planet looks cool as shit. Alright, I'm going to take this as the break. I'm going to use... Yeah, that's how we do it. Loving this story so far. Loving the fact that it's like some real deep cuts from the Next Generation. They mention the only Federation law that has the death penalty. Good stuff. I don't know why Discovery got so high in the poll. The Next Generation, awesome. Deep Space Nine, awesome. Kelvin verse is one big explosion because, you know, that's what the director does. What else?
Welcome to the...
No, we're just gonna go do the Discovery table because I haven't played that yet. I don't really like this table too much though.
Loading. Star Trek Discovery.
It's a weird table. I also don't like the show, but luckily the table doesn't use like clips from the show or anything. This is the table that has the least to do with the show that it's based on.
New side mission initiated.
Like there's this flipper in the middle of the table that goes in either direction.
New information available.
It's so weird.
Analysis. Further investigation suggesting course set.
But yeah, on this table, only the computer
Course altered
talks.
to a safer path. You can thank me later.
I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing in that upper playfield.
Report. Mission is progressing.
Michael Burnham is one of the worst characters. Like, it's like her shit don't stink.
Schedule adjusted.
I don't know. I don't like the way they shoot it. Like, it's the Star Trek that feels like they tried to make it into 24. It's just one long day. Like, I know it's only in season 3, but I would much rather see the Strange New Worlds table. Pike is just way cooler. Oh, right. I can kind of tie up the ball here all day long if I want to. Or I could if I practiced. Ah, caught you.
Progress is at 100%. Active duty complete. Have a good rest.
I have no idea why I'm picking crew members. Like, it's some kind of bonuses that I'm not bothering to read because I don't give a shit. Okay, fuck you. I hit that ramp fair and square.
Analysis. New information available. New side mission initiated. Analysis. Further investigation suggested. We are being hit. There was a cloaked Klingon ship hidden. It's firing at us.
What's weird is Pike and Spock both showed up on Discovery, and they're so much better on Strange New Worlds. Like, there was nothing wrong with the actors. They were just, they had bad scripts.
They are planning to escape.
They were on a badly written show.
Heavy damage. Mission aborted. Analyzing report for adaptation. All officers, please report to the bridge. Conclusion. Side mission completed. Crew schedule adjusted.
What the hell am I supposed to be hitting?
Allied vessels on the tank is being restored. Klingon vessel is taking fire. Proceed to dock for extra supplies. We are stocked enough to make a second attempt in case of failure. Observation. The ball has left the playfield. Course altered to a safer path. You can thank me later.
Certain non-main characters did seem to take over the show for like a full fucking season.
Analysis. New information available.
And then I think they disappeared the next season because they time skipped. So, you know, way to tell a story and build characters, guys. Don't focus on anybody that's actually going to be on the show.
It's firing at us. New side mission initiated. Fire analysis predicts positive
Damn it.
outcome from future attempts. All officers, please report to the bridge.
I don't know why I'm cursing. Like, I literally have no fucking clue what this game wants me to do. And that's a big problem. Most tables, I can tell like, I'll start a mode and it'll blink the lights. It'll be like, you need to hit this right here. This table, no fucking clue. I tried reading the rules, but the rules on this table are so fucking long. This table has way more rules than any other table.
Allied vessels' hull integrity is being restored.
Am I supposed to hit the fucking wooden bridge? What do you want from me, game?
The enemy is engaged.
I'm so tired of getting in that loop. This loop is so dumb.
Mission aborted. Analyzing report for adaptation. Observation.
Okay.
The ball has left the playfield.
This is just
Holographic simulation.
not a super fun table. Of the three, this is the worst one. You know, I want to play a more fun table. Here's the last one, Kelvin, which nobody voted for.
Star Trek.
No, I don't think anybody cares for that table.
Live long and prosper. Hit the flashing light.
This table's actually really fucking fun because, like, you can start...
From space dock.
Let's destroy the red matter.
Commander, I have that transmission as requested. Acknowledged. We should neutralize it before they use it. Spin the sign.
Alright, so I have to spin that sign in the middle, which means using these side flippers.
Autopilot turned on.
I had ball save on. Oh, that didn't work, right? Damn it, missed this. That's today for me, actually. Got stuck in a sucky game and is about to have nightmares about something happening tomorrow. Yeah, that's today for him. That's why
Skill
I said,
shot.
why aren't you in bed? Because it's the next day. It's already tomorrow for him. Ooh, that was close. Damn it, I keep missing those upper flippers. It feels like the gravity's a little bit heavy right now, too. But I'm not sure how to change it.
Energize.
Security, engage all emergency procedures. Active Protocol 28, Code 1, Alpha 0. All personnel to alert stations.
Shoot left ramp.
Oh my god, it almost shot it straight down the drain. You fuckers. I didn't get multi-ball. I almost always get multi-ball on this table. Alright, 310th place on this table. Not too terrible. I'm not in the top 100, but, like, I haven't practiced that table at all. I haven't looked at, like, what any of the stuff on that table actually does. And that's the Star Trek for today. Let's close the poll. End poll. Cool. TNG won as it should have. Nobody fucking cares about Kelvin. A weird number of people voted for Discovery. I need to hunt you people down and figure out what the hell's wrong with you. Let's see. I got a message. Did somebody go live? I think Cedar Man. The big tree. Yeah, he's playing KOTOR. So we're going from Star Trek to Star Wars. However, if it was not for CDN and his chat, I wouldn't have known that this game was fucking out. I would not have known Star Trek Resurgence was even out. And you know what? Let's all thank him over on his channel and make fun of him and call him a tree, but mostly thank him. I'll see you guys. Tomorrow is the torture day. It is 7 Days to Die with pre-built, followed up by playing trivia games against inferior intellects. I shall defeat you. And then, oh god, I've got 3. It's going to be 3 days of pre-built. I don't even remember all the games that we're playing. I need to download Among Us. I have to download. I got Golf with Your Friends. It's not Worms. There's another game I have to fucking download. I don't remember what it is, but it's in my messages. So, and it's also not tomorrow, so that's fine. Anyways, I'll see you guys hopefully over in CDNs or whenever I do Star Trek again. I'm also going to have to do Party Animals with Falcor and Halo, but I'll be seeing them this weekend, I believe on Sunday, as we play Garfield Kart for some fucking reason. Later.